It all began with a glimmer on August 6, 2025. A moment so quiet, so sterile in a lab, yet so profoundly unsettling that even the most seasoned astrophysicists felt a chill. The James Webb Space Telescope, the most powerful observatory ever built, went into emergency override, not for a supernova, not for a black hole, but for something far closer, far stranger. Something initially assumed to be a comet. Designated 3I Atlas, it was first dismissed as another interstellar wanderer, cold, silent, predictable. But as Webb locked on, the data that poured in told a story that was anything but ordinary. The chemical signature alone defied everything known. Ratios grotesque, elements mismatched, behaviors impossible. Slowly, a fear threaded through the minds of every astrophysicist watching. What if this wasn't a comet at all? What if it was something alive, or something made to mimic life in ways we couldn't yet comprehend? The first anomaly came from the coma, the luminous gas envelope surrounding the object's nucleus. At 6 astronomical units from the Sun, 3I Atlas should have been frozen, inert. Instead, it was violently active. Spectral lines revealed a gas signature dominated not by water vapor, as expected, but by carbon dioxide, 8 times more than water. That ratio, 8:1, had never been seen before. Even Borisov, the last interstellar visitor, barely reached 0.5. Here was a body venting carbon dioxide under conditions where nature would not allow it. Its coma was ghostly thin, almost free of dust or debris, smooth and controlled. No chaotic jets, no random outbursts, just precise, intentional emissions. And then the metals. Nickel. Strong, consistent, undeniable nickel lines streaked across ultraviolet and near-infrared bands. Not traces. Not anomalies. Full strength, increasing steadily as the object approached. By 2.85 astronomical units, the output had surged by an entire order of magnitude. But what was truly impossible was what was missing: iron. Every known comet, asteroid, and meteorite pairs nickel and iron. 1 part nickel to 15 parts iron. Always. Until now. In 3I Atlas, nickel outweighed iron by more than 40:1. There is no natural process that could create such a split. In laboratories, it requires intent, machinery, energy. Yet here it drifted, doing it passively or deliberately. Even before scientists fully decoded its chemical profile, motion data arrived. 3I Atlas was accelerating, not from heat, not from solar pressure, not from any known cometary mechanism. Over 72 hours, its velocity increased by 0.12 meters per second squared. For an 11-kilometer-wide object, that's immense, like a cruise ship picking up speed in the middle of a dead calm ocean with no engines. And the acceleration wasn't smooth. Micro-jumps, flickers layered over its trajectory, regular and deliberate. Every 7.2 hours, its brightness peaked like a lighthouse. Some speculated a sheet-like reflective surface, others a hollow rotating frame. Whatever it was, this wasn't a rock. It moved with precision. And the implication chilled everyone watching. This object might be engineered. Perhaps not a fully functional ship. Perhaps debris. Perhaps alive in some way we could not yet understand. No comet should wake in the deep freeze, bend metals without iron, accelerate without fuel, and flash with mechanical rhythm. Yet here it was. James Webb's emergency override wasn't just a technical reaction. It was a whisper of panic. Something unprecedented was unfolding. The deeper the team analyzed, the less they could call familiar. Carbon dioxide spikes, high nickel emissions, mechanical light pulses. Then a subtle rhythm emerged in its thermal readings, a faint electromagnetic cadence, too precise to be random, too faint to be a broadcast, yet unmistakable when converted to sound. Prime intervals. Fibonacci ratios. Geometric harmonics echoing structures found in DNA, crystal growth, and ancient architecture. A cosmic fingerprint embedded in the object itself. And if we could read it, others could too. Soon, terrestrial anomalies appeared. Geophysicists recorded ultra-low-frequency pulses across Antarctica, Argentina, and Western Australia, matching the 7.2-hour rhythm of 3I Atlas's light curve. The pulses weren't solar or atmospheric. They came from within Earth itself, resonating like a tuning fork, echoing patterns buried in the planet for millennia. Something deep in the Earth remembered. Its trajectory was no less disturbing. 3I Atlas navigated with surgical precision, dodging planets, threading gravitational wells like a probe on a pre-programmed course. Simulations matched its path to interplanetary slingshot trajectories used by NASA with 92.6% accuracy. And its projected course intersected a narrow corridor beyond Saturn, a theorized gravity null or even a gateway into the outer helipause. It was not drifting, it was executing a mission. Then it went dark. Nickel emissions ceased. Carbon dioxide venting slowed. The periodic light curve flattened. In just 11 hours, 3I Atlas vanished from detection, not by distance, not by obstruction, but by choice. Like a machine shutting down after completing its protocol, leaving humanity not with answers, but with the terrifying awareness that we were never in control. Even more disturbing, trajectory models revealed a subtle reroute toward a zone between Earth and Venus, a zone of stable gravity, but also one where satellite anomalies had been reported. Deep space radar confirmed the maneuver. No comet adjusts course with such precision. Only something intelligent could. Then, the lunar radar returned a shock. Pings bounced back from the far side of the Moon, 0.23 seconds early, modulated in the same pattern as 3I Atlas's earlier emissions. Coordinates that had recorded faint activity during Oumuamua's 2017 passage now responded again. 3I Atlas wasn't a visitor. It was a trigger, awakening something buried beneath the Moon's crust. Weeks later, James Webb resumed routine deep field scans. Anomalies appeared, 7 faint rhythmic pulses, then silence, repeating across the interstellar medium along Atlas's path. The ripple wasn't local. It had gone galactic. 3I Atlas wasn't just moving or emitting, it was running a sequence. A sequence that altered gravity, echoed from the Moon, triggered electromagnetic tremors on Earth. And the unspoken truth settled in labs and observatories alike. This wasn't first contact. It might not be contact at all. It was recalibration. A system completing a task set into motion long before humanity built its first telescope. And whatever comes next was already in motion. The more scientists studied the nickel emissions and carbon dioxide outflows, the more they noticed hidden patterns, multidimensional helices embedded in the chemical data. Early RNA structures, geometric parallels, recursive folds. The object wasn't just venting gas. It was releasing coded biological scaffolding. Not alive, not cells, but a template. A seed trapped in chemical time, waiting for the right environment to take root. Because the next object won't knock. It won't signal. It will just arrive. Turn on notifications. Watch the sky. And ask yourself, are we witnessing the beginning, or simply the continuation, of something we never knew existed?